Archaeological evidence suggests continuous human occupation in the region, dating back at least 9,000 years. The Anishinaabe peoples, including the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi.
Am I seeing the... Welcome back to another reaction video. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you so much. We have hit 2,000 subscribers on this channel.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. And today's video, we're going to be learning about we're reacting to the Great Lakes, the geography of the Great Lakes of Southern Canada. Yes. And they have an amazing geography. We have done the reaction to the Great Lakes geography, extreme geography of the Great Lakes of Canada, which of course is between Canada and the United States. But it is not this video, and Thelma and Tessie were not there, right? So today, the four of us are going to learn for the first time on this video what the Great Lakes is about. We'll be learning for the second time why Thelma and Tessie learned for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. So subscribe. Let's move it to 3,000 subscribers on this channel.
Next on target.
Yeah, the next target. You know what? Please subscribe.
Great Lakes region of Canada represents one of the
Okay, please. I want to apologize in advance. The voiceover is actually AI voiceover, so maybe some pronunciations are not exactly the same, or some points are not gotten right. We are listening for your correction and any other thing that you can add on the video. Maybe there are some omissions or outright mistakes. Please correct them or add these things that are omitted. I know some people don't like AI voiceovers. I don't know, but if it gives facts, I'm all in for it. I hope we are all in.
most remarkable geographic zones on the planet, shared between Canada and the United States, the 5 Great Lakes, Superior, Huron, Michigan, Erie. Ontario collectively hold approximately 21% of the world's surface fresh water. On the Canadian side alone, the shoreline wraps around thousands of kilometers of beaches, cliffs, wetlands, and forested escarpments. Ontario, the province that borders 4 of the 5 lakes, is home to over 14 million people, more than any other province in the country. And yet, despite that population density, enormous stretches of this region remain strikingly wild. From the boreal forests pressing against Lake Superior's northern shore to the Carolinian woodlands hugging Lake Erie's northern coast. The ecological range packed into this single region is extraordinary. Few places in Canada blend urban scale with natural diversity so completely. Whether you are drawn by the thundering power of Niagara Falls, the crystal waters of the Bruce Peninsula, or the cultural richness of Toronto's lakefront, the Great Lakes region of Canada delivers an experience unlike anything else in the country.
Wow.
The formation of the Great Lakes themselves is a story written across geological time. During the last glacial maximum, approximately 20,000 years ago, massive ice sheets.
That looks like chocolate.
Chocolate
how
milk.
did you see
It looks like chocolate milk.
Mix.
It's wild.
Just take it back again. Let me see. Please.
You're actually
Oh my
moving in
God.
front.
Oh my
Let me
God.
check. Let me check. Yeah, this.
Glacial maximum,
Look at it.
Yeah, snow peaks everywhere.
approximately 20,000 years ago, massive ice sheets covered this entire region, with glaciers reaching depths of over 3,000 meters in places.
3,000
As the
meters.
climate warmed and these glaciers retreated over thousands of years, they carved out the enormous basins that would become the lakes we see today. The glaciers also left behind the Canadian Shield, one of the world's oldest geological formations, composed of Precambrian rock that has endured for over 2.5 billion years.
Wow.
This ancient bedrock forms the eastern and northern boundaries of the lake system and serves as the foundation for much of the region's ecological character. The lakes themselves did not reach their current configuration until roughly 3,000 years ago, when water levels stabilized following the retreat of the final glacial melt. The rocky, exposed shield terrain that dominates much of the north contrasts sharply with the more gently sloping, sediment-covered basins to the south. Climate patterns across the region reflect this geographic diversity as well. Areas near Superior experience cooler, shorter growing seasons due to the lake's moderating influence, while the southern reaches near Erie support a warmer microclimate that
I think I'm always seeing that place in some of the videos that we react to.
Which place?
Yeah.
The road.
Yes.
You mean this road?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Maybe I've not remarked it that much. Sorry.
near Erie support a warmer microclimate that allows the growth of species typically found much farther south. The biodiversity supported by the Great Lakes system is staggering in scale and complexity. Over 3,500 species of plants and animals depend directly on the lakes and their surrounding wetlands and forests for survival. Approximately 90 fish species inhabit the Great Lakes themselves, ranging from tiny sculpins to enormous lake sturgeon that can exceed 2 meters in length and live for over 100 years.
Oh, that's a fish.
The lake sturgeon, nearly hunted to extinction during the 19th century, has become a symbol of both environmental degradation and the possibility of recovery through management and protection. Migratory birds utilize the region as a critical stopover point during their seasonal movements between Arctic breeding grounds and southern wintering areas. Warblers, shorebirds, waterfowl, and rap.
Seems as though we have this kind of bird here.
Let's see.
Let's see something.
During their seasonal movements between Arctic breeding grounds and southern wintering areas. Warblers.
Yeah,
we do.
I think it's a very popular bird here, except we are mistaken.
We
Like
shoot it down with a rubber gun.
Shorebirds, waterfowl, and rapt oars by the hundreds of thousands pass through the region during spring and fall migration periods. The wetlands surrounding the lakes provide essential breeding habitat for amphibians, including several species of frogs and salamanders found nowhere else in Canada. Mammals ranging from beavers to black bears to moose inhabit the forested regions surrounding the lakes, with populations supported by the rich diversity of vegetation that the climate and soils of the region make possible. The aquatic plant communities present in shallow bays and coastal wetlands form the foundation for complex food webs that support these animal populations. Human activity and environmental management have profoundly shaped the Great Lakes region over the past 2 centuries.
wow.
Commercial fishing industries developed during the 1800s, extracting enormous quantities of lake sturgeon, lake trout, and whitefish from the system. By the early 20th century, overfishing combined with habitat loss from shoreline.
Please, I have a question. What's the main type of fish that you guys eat in Canada? Like, what's the most popular fish you eat? I think the most popular we eat here is, they call it in French mackerel, and in English it's actually called Morocco.
What about that type of fish that want to be like this?
That's what we call mackerel, and it's called called in English Morocco. And then we also have mudfish. Yeah, we eat mudfish.
Yeah.
And tilapia. You don't eat it. You don't like it.
Not like I don't like it, but it doesn't really taste good.
It
just
doesn't
tastes
taste
like
good.
Water.
No, yeah, but you have the dry, the smoked one is good. Well, I show you how to cook it.
Tilapia is burnt fish.
Tilapia is that short one that it has scales, a lot of scales on it, especially the ones you guys use in the laboratory. It's a
That one
tilapia
that
fish.
is allergic like that. Is it now?
No, I think the one that Davin ate the other time and had allergic reaction was mudfish. Yes. But tilapia fishes are more short and rounded like that. Not smooth on the skin. The other ones that are short and smooth on the skin. But tilapia has a lot of scales and bone.
Development had caused the collapse of
I think this is even the one that we eat here. This one on the bowl like that. Yes. Could be imported from Canada because here I think they import it. Most of it is imported.
What happened to the limbe?
No, that's not the one that they harvest here. They mostly import that one from Konje Cameroon.
several species. The introduction of non-native species, either intentionally or accidentally through commercial shipping, further disrupted the ecological balance that had developed over millennia.
Looks like
Okay.
The sea lamprey, a jawless fish that preys on large fish species, entered the system through the Welland Canal during the 1930s and subsequently decimated populations of lake trout and other valuable species. Industrial pollution from manufacturing centers around the lakes contaminated sediments and fish tissues with heavy metals and persistent organic pollutants, rendering fish from certain areas unsafe for human consumption. The recognition of these environmental problems led to the signing of the Great Lakes Water Quality Agreement between Canada and the United States in 1972, one of the first major international environmental treaties. This agreement has provided the framework for decades of cooperative management aimed at reducing pollution, restoring habitat, and rebuilding fish populations. Rehabilitation programs have achieved remarkable successes in recent decades. Lake trout populations have been restored through both natural reproduction and stocking programs, and several other species that had been nearly eliminated are now recovering. Let's begin with the waters themselves. Lake Superior, the largest of the 5 by surface area, covers approximately 82.100 square kilometers, an expanse so vast that it generates its own weather systems. Storms sweep in off its open water with the ferocity of an ocean gale.
What?
The Canadian shore of Lake Superior runs for roughly 1,600 kilometers, passing through some of the most dramatic wilderness in Ontario. Lake Superior Provincial Park, located along the Trans-Canada Highway between Sault Ste. Marie and Wawa, protects over 1,500
Sault Ste. Marie and Wawa.
Wow.
I remember yesterday when we were doing a video on why the middle part of Canada is so empty, and then they mentioned a city to the northwest of, to the southwest of Ontario, and they call the cities Sault Ste. Marie, and we said we have heard about that.
Yeah,
and I noticed that city was beside the lake, and it showed that lake is this Lake Superior.
Yeah, it should be. Because that was one of the reasons why the place is empty.
Yes. Okay, I see correlation setting in.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua, the city of Wawa. No need to mention she there.
highway between Sault Ste. Marie and Wawa
Wawa.
protects over 1,550 square kilometers of ancient Canadian shield terrain. The park's Agawa Rock Pictograph site preserves indigenous rock paintings believed to be hundreds of years old,
What?
pressed against a sheer cliff face that drops straight into the lake. Backcountry hikers
Wait,
on the
that
coast.
guy is casually just walking beside the lake. If he fell in oil, look at him. He's basically risking his entire life on it.
You
Hold
mean
on.
the lady?
No, not the lady. Look at this guy.
Pressed against
See, he's casually just walking down there.
I saw that people walk, see the other guy down.
And the water beside looks deep, like it's not shallow.
You cannot swim inside.
a sheer cliff
See.
face that drops straight into the lake. Backcountry hikers on the coastal trail traverse kilometers of shoreline that see almost no traffic for weeks at a time. The lake's water is so cold that even in the height of summer, swimming for extended periods carries real risk. Shipwrecks lie preserved on its floor in exceptional condition, held in a cold so deep that decay is slowed almost entirely. Lake Superior holds 10% of all the surface fresh water on Earth.
A single lake is holding 10% of all the fresh water on Earth. It's not in Canada or the United States.
Yep. Seriously?
10% of all the water in the world, fresh water in the world, is a nasty proportion. That means the rest of the 80% goes for the rest of the 90% of the planet. Jesus Christ. How big is this? The name is good. The name reflects it. They say it's like Superior. Superior.
Compares to standing on a beach here and watching a horizon with no land in sight. The indigenous peoples of the Great Lakes region have inhabited these shores for thousands of years. That decay is slowed almost entirely. Lake Superior holds 10% of all the surface fresh water on Earth. There is nothing in Europe or Asia that compares to standing on a beach here and watching a horizon with no land in sight. The indigenous peoples of the Great Lakes region have inhabited these shores for thousands of years, developing.
When live yesterday, we were told that there are how many languages? 77 indigenous.
70.
70.
Yes. Indigenous languages in Canada. That means they have a dialect that they speak.
Yes.
And if you want, when they'll be speaking a dialect you cannot hear.
And we didn't know about it.
So they have
I was
country
so
talk.
surprised.
Country talk.
Wow. And I was seriously shocked, but it seems like if they are really taking the indigenous like culture very seriously. Look at how these people are dressed. Look at those feathers on the man behind.
This one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
Seem to have killed so many birds to harvest that for.
Sophisticated cultures adapted to the particular resources and seasonal rhythms that the lakes and surrounding landscape provided. Archaeological evidence suggests continuous human occupation in the region, dating back at least 9,000 years. The Anishinaabe peoples, including the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi.
Am I seeing but the US flag on that one?
Yeah, even the first guy too. I saw the yes.
This is the US flag, right? They like feathers a lot.
I feel like flying.
The Anishinaabe peoples, including the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations, developed complex trade networks that extended across the entire Great Lakes system and far beyond. The French fur traders who arrived in the 17th century initially worked alongside indigenous peoples, establishing a relationship based on trade in beaver pelts and other valuable furs. However, European settlement and the policies of colonial governments rapidly displaced indigenous communities from their traditional territories, restricting them to reserves and severing their cultural connections to ancestral lands. The legacy of this displacement continues to shape contemporary Great Lakes communities, though indigenous nations have increasingly reasserted their rights to traditional territories and resources. Many of the most important historical sites around the Great Lakes carry deep indigenous significance, whether they are recorded in rock art like that at Agawa Rock, or embedded in place names that reflect thousands of years of linguistic continuity.
The funny thing is that in my village we have rock faces like this. Like you could have a rock face that is really high up, and then you have a cave going in there, and it's like right inside. So sometimes just playing around, and then you could play and enter such places, and you go right inside the rock. Sometimes you go to places that you crawl in, or you could be so big that you are really walking in there with your feet and stuff,
Oh my God, I don't think we have this type of place in our village.
Yeah, we have this kind of places, and I can see this rock face. It quite resembles it. And sometimes you are walking in a place that if you just fall on the rock face, you're absolutely gone because there are rocks down, and then you have to climb on a rock to get to the door of the cave to go into the cave. And then when you're done,
so when you enter there, what like?
You just go in there to see what's in, because mostly because it's in the bush where they work farm, and sometimes like goats that are roaming about and they are not being tied to something, they go hide in there. Sometimes when you're chasing them about, and then for some casual reason you want to just go in there and also see. And it's very dusty even throughout the season. Water never gets in there.
My idea.
Yeah.
Means everything is falling. You can never enter there.
You can stay there for years. You never have any problem. It's like a house to begin. It's like a house. It's a rock face.
I need to go find it now.
It's a rock face, and most of it is just exactly like this. It's just that the stones don't fall, but the rocks are really, really big.
The recovery of indigenous languages, traditional ecological knowledge, and cultural practices represents an ongoing process of healing and reconnection that enriches the entire region's understanding of itself. Moving south and east, Georgian Bay presents an entirely different character, though it is no less spectacular. Often called the Sixth Great Lake, Georgian Bay is technically part of Lake Huron, but is so large and ecologically distinct that it is treated as its own body of water. Its eastern shore is defined by the granite outcrops of the Canadian Shield, forming one of the most iconic landscapes in all of Canadian art. The group of 7 painters returned to Georgian Bay's shores repeatedly throughout the early 20th century, producing canvases of wind-bent pines, gray rock, white-capped water that defined a national visual identity. The 30,000 Islands archipelago along Georgian Bay's eastern edge is recognized as the largest freshwater archipelago in the world. A significant portion of it is protected within Georgian Bay Islands National Park. The park encompasses 63 islands and covers 55 square kilometers of varied terrain. Flowerpot Island, reachable by ferry from Tobermory, is home to 2 striking sea stacks, pillars of dolomite left standing by centuries of wave erosion, that rise above the waterline like natural monuments. The turquoise water surrounding these formations is clear enough to see the lakebed many meters below the surface. In summer, sailors from across Ontario and the United States navigate these channels, anchoring in sheltered coves that feel completely removed from the modern world. The recreational opportunities presented by Georgian Bay extend far beyond casual tourism. The region has developed into a major destination for sailing enthusiasts, with the protected waters of the bay and its archipelago providing ideal conditions for both novice sailors and experienced mariners seeking challenging open water passages. Beyond sailing, kayaking through the archipelago.
Look at how clean the water is.
And it's literally swimming there alone. I can never. I will never do
I
that.
think he's doing that so because he can swim, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no way I'll enter this kind of person if I'm not seeing anybody that can like protect me if anything happens. Like as I'm going, you're looking at me eyeball to eyeball.
For what?
So that if anything happens,
And you're going
I'll
there
be
making
safe.
eye contact. I'm reassuring you.
You're on call.
No way. I need
And he's
to.
enjoying the
Yeah,
moment.
he's sitting on top of the boat right in front.
See, like really right in front. Like what are you doing there?
Never.
Why can you not just come and sit in the middle?
Really want to be driving it like the boss. Captain.
My God, like I really want to win this kind of thing just once in a while.
Yeah.
Not something for usual.
Never. I don't want to witness it. I don't want to try, guys. Just kidding.
Still is kidding.
Just want to see somebody that can propose I can try. I just want you guys to insist that I should try it.
Please try it.
Has become increasingly popular, allowing paddlers to explore the shorelines of numerous islands and discover hidden coves accessible only by water. Rock climbing on the granite faces exposed throughout the region attracts athletes from across North America who travel specifically to climb the challenging routes that have been established on the Shield terrain.
I've always seen this thing about rock climbing and people are so enthusiastic about it.
Like
I've
you-
never
you
understood
really
why.
Come from afar to
Just
try
climb a
it.
rock.
It's possible that I can fall. But
I
they are
don't-
protect. But I'm seeing these things that are protection now.
I don't know what, like, you just climbing for the thrill of it, or there's some professional thing that comes with the rock climbing. Like, what comes with
a certain type of joy.
that comes with
certain
climbing
type
a rock face?
Yes.
Climb a mango tree.
Huh?
There's this fulfillment.
Yeah.
Yes.
That you finally climbed a rock face. And you just went home and went and sat down. Add it to your resume.
Take your diary, jot it down on this day, February 2027.
I just successfully risked my life.
Yep.
It's cool. It's almost as if to say skydiving, but this one,
Okay, between skydiving and this,
I
what you
choose
prefer this?
skydiving twice over rock climbing.
Ah,
Why
I chose rock
skydiving?
climbing.
I would skydive every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Since
call
when
it?
did you start
Skydive?
liking?
I would jump from
What do you mean by skydiving?
like you jump out of a plane and you land with a parachute.
Ah.
Yeah.
The parachute open.
You know, the parachute will always open. There are sometimes in some cases you have like two or three back, like two back of parachute, making them three, or you have one more to back it up. And you are, it's always a standard of backing up the parachute.
No,
so
better climb rocks.
No.
never.
You better climb from the plane.
See where the other guy is.
Yeah,
The one with
these are not even
with
looking
yellow.
dangerous as the one I've seen people climb.
The relatively shallow water
And there are people that climb rock faces without using anything to hold, like they don't have any rope on them.
Died.
Hmm.
in many areas of the bay make
Wait,
it
look,
accessible
look,
for
look at how
swimming
clean that
during
water
the
is.
summer months.
Where stop? Look at how clean that water is.
I always say Canada have holy water.
Holy water. Yeah, that's a lie.
And the region's beaches attract families seeking a more relaxed lakeside experience. The biological productivity of Georgian Bay supports healthy populations of fish species, including lake trout, walleye, and pike, making it a popular destination for anglers pursuing both commercial and recreational fishing opportunities.
Wow.
The Bruce Peninsula, jutting northward between Georgian Bay and the main body of Lake Huron, is arguably the most visually dramatic strip of land in southern Ontario. The Niagara Escarpment, the same geological formation that created Niagara Falls, runs the full length of the peninsula and plunges into the water at its tip in a series of cliff faces that drop 20 meters.
You can see the heaviness of the water
Niagara
falling.
I don't think anybody have ever come out like stand on top of this place. Do you think anybody have tried that?
I believe they have, because if you climb rocks, what's the problem? Climb rocks.
Or maybe like just stand and jump.
No.
Jump.
You could never jump where the water is falling. You literally just suck you away.
Or more into water of extraordinary clarity.
What a
Bruce
beautiful
Peninsula
thing.
National Park protects the northern portion of the escarpment. Its grotto is one of the most photographed natural sites in Ontario. A sea cave formed at the base of the cliffs. The grotto opens to a chamber where sunlight filters through an underwater passage, casting the water in shades of brilliant blue and green. The park receives nearly 500,000 visitors annually. The Bruce
You remember when we were small, when you go and wash dresses? Did you see that this place look familiar?
Yeah, it looks like that. As the man is even,
So-
as they're even talking about it, I'm seeing like places where we used to go wash dresses
Yes,
last
wash
kids.
dresses,
And then you go, and after that you swim. And then when you finish swimming, your whole body as white as powder. Then
Yeah, and also looking at the way Canada have lakes doesn't mean that they have the ability to export fish to so many countries
in that one,
because of the
I don't
so
e-
many
I don't
lakes that
even
they
think
have.
I don't even think that that's a question people will come and answer. I think Canada, like, one of their greatest
Because-
exports is fish. They export fish, a lot of fish.
I
They,
don't know.
they have a
I
very
did
big
not know.
fishing industry.
I had no idea about that. Which now
Okay.
makes sense.
But the thing is, which type of fish do they eat mostly in Canada? We wanna know.
And they have a lot of species of fish.
Yep.
There's fishes, so there's fish.
And then what this thing they call lobster or something. The one we were watching the other day that had those two, how do they call it?
I want to have the mouth like an ant. Those ants that bite so bad.
Those are lobsters and crayfish.
annually. The Bruce Trail, Canada's oldest and longest marked footpath at 890 kilometers, follows the escarpment from Queenston in the Niagara region all the way to Tobermory at the peninsula's tip. Hikers completing the full route pass through Carolinian forest in the south,
Wow.
transition forest in the middle, boreal woodland near the northern
Caribou.
terminus, Fathom 5 National Marine Park, just offshore from Tobermory, protects 22 islands and the waters surrounding them. The park was the first national marine conservation area established in Canada, designated in 1987. The shipwrecks preserved within Fathom 5 represent vessels spanning more than a century of Great Lakes maritime history. The wooden-hulled propeller SS Sweepstakes, which sank in 1885, remains one of the most visited wrecks in the park, resting at a depth of only 20 meters, where recreational divers can explore its remarkably preserved structure. The steel-hulled freighter SS City of Grand Rapids, which sank in 1907, presents a more challenging dive requiring greater depth and technical skill, resting as it does beneath 50 meters of water. The stories of these vessels and the crews who sailed them connect modern visitors to the broader history of commercial shipping on the Great Lakes, a trade that was economically critical to the development of Ontario and the entire Canadian economy during the 19th and early 20th centuries. The transition from sail to steam power, the evolution of hull design, and the increasing scale of vessels over time are all documented in the archaeological record represented by these wrecks. Conservation of these sites requires careful management to prevent damage from repeated diving visits, while still allowing the educational and recreational use that makes the park valuable. Few geographic features anywhere on Earth attract attention the way Niagara Falls does. The Canadian side commands by far the superior vantage. The Horseshoe Falls, on the Ontario side of the international boundary, stretches 792 meters across and drops approximately 57
Wait, 792 meters across? Across?
I thought I had 92 minutes.
792 meters across. Wait.
192 meters across and drops approximately 57 meters into the Niagara River Gorge below. Horseshoe Falls, on the Ontario side of the international boundary, stretches 792 meters across and drops approximately 57 meters into the Niagara River Gorge below. Roughly 2,800 cubic meters of water pass over the crest line every second during peak daytime hours in the summer months. The resulting mist rises high enough to be visible.
It's just water vapor.
Means the water inside is hot.
It's not hot. It's that when you splash water from a height, it kind of produces water splashes. It's just like if you are pouring water from a great height and it's falling, and then some of it is rising
from kilometers away and produces almost constant rainbows on clear days. Queen Victoria Park, directly facing the falls, offers unobstructed views from a maintained green space that stretches along the gorge. The journey behind the falls attraction sends visitors through tunnels carved into the bedrock directly behind the curtain of water. The Hornblower Niagara cruises, formerly the Maid of the Mist on the Canadian side, take passengers by boat directly into the base of the falls. Close enough that even the heavy rain ponchos provided barely keep pace with the spray. Niagara on the Lake, a short drive north along the Niagara River Parkway, is a heritage town of exceptional charm. Its well-preserved 19th century Main Street, lined with heritage buildings housing restaurants and boutiques, draws comparisons to small English market towns with regularity. The Niagara wine region surrounding this corridor produces award-winning ice wines that have earned international recognition.
Wow.
The Thousand Islands region, where the St. Lawrence River begins its exit from Lake Ontario, contains one of the most unusual and beautiful stretches of waterway in North America. The archipelago consists of 1,864 islands, stretching across roughly 80 kilometers between Kingston, Ontario, and Brockville. To qualify as an island under the standard definition used in this region, a landmass must rise above the waterline year-round and support at least 2 living trees. Some of these islands are large enough to contain entire communities. Others are barely wide enough to stand on. Bolt Castle, visible from the Canadian side on Hart Island, was
Look at the castle on this island. It's same as if it's a private home and private island for a particular person. And then you're just living there alone, trees and...
But is this actually like view?
Okay.
Is it possible to have a house on top of the...
Wait, of an island?
Yes.
Why not? Is the island moving? It's not moving, right? It's not moving, it's there. You literally just have your private home on an island, and then you own the island to yourself. So people can come and visit you there. You know?
Wow. Seriously?
Yeah. As soon as this video hit 2 million views, I buy my own island.
Go, just go.
Go, just go. What I do?
constructed beginning in 1900 by George Bolt, the proprietor of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. Street, Lawrence Islands National Park, protects a selection of islands across the Canadian portion of the archipelago, providing camping, kayaking, boating access to terrain that combines Canadian shield bedrock with Carolinian forest species. The water here shifts from clear green in the shallows to deep blue in the main channel, Kayakers paddling the islands in early morning find a landscape of extraordinary stillness. With mist hanging over the water and the granite shorelines of each island mirrored perfectly in the calm surface below. The region also sits along a major migratory corridor, it a significant destination for birders tracking waterfowl and raptors during the spring and fall movements. The ecological transition that occurs across the Thousand Islands reflects the broader pattern visible throughout the Great Lakes region, where different climatic zones and geological substrates support distinctly different communities of plants and animals.
Wow.
The Carolinian forest species that dominate the southern islands, including oak, hickory, and tulip trees, give way to more northern species as one travels eastward toward Kingston and the St. Lawrence River. This gradient reflects both the decreasing influence of moderating lake effect as one moves away from Lake Ontario and the increasing effect of continental climate. Plant communities on the granite islands of the Canadian Shield tend to be sparser and more specialized than those found on the sediment-covered basins to the west. Certain plant species have adapted to the thin soils and exposed rock of the Shield, developing strategies for water conservation and nutrient acquisition in these harsh conditions. The limestone islands scattered throughout the archipelago present yet another distinct ecological environment, with alkaline soils supporting plant communities that differ from those found on either the granitic or sedimentary substrates. University programs and field study centers operate throughout the region, using the islands as outdoor laboratories for studying plant ecology, evolutionary biology, and conservation. Many islands were home to indigenous settlements for centuries before European contact, and evidence of these occupations remains visible in archaeological sites and place names. Toronto anchors the entire Great Lakes region with its scale and cultural reach. But the city's relationship with Lake Ontario defines something essential about how urban life and natural landscape intersect along this corridor. With a population exceeding 2.9 million in the city proper and over 6 million in the greater metropolitan area, Toronto is the most populous city in Canada and the fourth largest in North America. Its waterfront stretches for approximately 46 kilometers along the northern shore of Lake Ontario, encompassing harbors, beaches. The Toronto Islands just a short ferry ride from the downtown core. The Toronto Islands comprise a chain of small land masses, Ward's Island, Centre Island, Algonquin Island among them, that shelter Toronto Harbour from Lake Ontario's open waters. In summer, Centre Island's beaches attract enormous
Don't look at the beautiful city over there. Almost like if they went in and washed all the houses in the city
And they snapped.
and snapped it in the background of these fresh trees.
crowds. The skyline of downtown Toronto rising behind the water creates one of the most recognizable urban panoramas in the country. The CN Tower, standing at 553 meters, dominated the global record for freestanding structure height for 32 years after its completion in 1976.
Really?
The Distillery District, a 13-acre pedestrian-only precinct of Victorian industrial architecture, holds the largest collection of preserved Victorian-era industrial buildings in North America. Kensington Market, Chinatown, Greektown, Little Italy each occupied distinct neighborhoods within the city, a cultural density that rivals any city in the world. The Great Lakes region represents a landscape of extraordinary complexity and richness that rewards extended exploration and study. There is a strong case to be made that no other stretch of Canadian geography packs this much variety: ecological, cultural, geological, historical, into a single connected landscape. The Great Lakes collectively represent a freshwater reserve of staggering significance. The Canadian shores surrounding them remain among the most compelling destinations this country has to offer.
That one was quick.
Damn quick.
Thank you if you have watched up to this point.
Thank you, family.
This was amazing.
So amazing.
We're going to learn about the largest lake in Canada, which is not part of the Great Lakes and is not shared with the
Not part
United
of the
States.
Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Can't wait.
So thank you.
Thank you, family.
Respect. Love y'all.